Good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly.
And I'm Mike Kelly with Ed Parcaut.
That's right. We're Real Estate Jerky, and thank you for watching. We do this live Monday through Friday at 8:30. And if you're listening to the podcast afterwards, thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Not a lot of news, but Ed did a
ton of little things.
And he did one big thing. He cut up one of our videos, or one of your videos, right?
It would be a video, yes.
Yes, a video, and he put it on TikTok-y and all those things. And he's over 500,000 views on this thing now. So now, how many times were you called an idiot?
Probably 521,000 times.
It was an interesting subject. I like the subject.
Well, the funny thing is, it's I don't care what kind of, as long as people aren't engaged.
Yep.
But it's funny because, there's always the negative Nellies who are going to say that can't happen. That's just wrong. It doesn't work. Or that's a wrong price that you quoted. Because I said, throw a foundation or anything for $5,000. It might be $7,000, or if you do it yourself, it could be $5,000, right? But it's
or it could be $2,000.
It's like, well, you can't pour foundation for that. And well, how big of a manufactured home are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm not talking about. I mean, it's a single wide.
It's a single wide.
Yeah, one that still has the tongue attached that you can take down the road when you're done.
Yep.
Just about not attaching things to the property to keep it as personal property, so you're only
tax on the land value.
You're tax on the land property with property tax, but then the manufactured home, you probably have licensing fees with the DMV because that's how it's sold.
Yeah,
that's not a tax.
Right.
Everybody's like, I still get taxed on my amount, and it's like that's probably a licensing fee, but I'm not going to get into semantics.
Right now. Because I'm an idiot.
I'm going to lose out anyway because no matter what I say. So I engage, and a few people like, don't listen to this guy, he's an idiot, and I'm like, really? And so I engaged back. I didn't say, hey, you're a dumb shit, but I don't one of those things. Move on.
Exactly.
It's just about.
Anyway,
I was just getting the information.
I was impressed.
Thank you.
I'm still impressed. I bet you.
Well, we'll see when it
make
finishes.
$1 million here fairly soon.
Well, I don't know. It's slowing down.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the first day, I mean, it peaked, and then it's just been steady ever since.
That's almost like the jerk, when he's talking to. No, not the phone book, but he's talking to his girlfriend. He says, it feels like we've been together for a month. I know it's only been a week, but the first day felt like 3 days, and the second day felt like a week and a half.
All right. So what's the big?
Slow down.
Yeah. What's the big?
I got a little bit of news.
Okay.
You want to hear something kind of funky?
Sure.
So the multiple listing system, Rapatoni, has been down for a couple of days. There was a cyber attack on it. I did not understand that it was up and down the state as well. So some fools attacked. I'm going to assume maybe like a ransomware or something. Hey, if you want your MLS data back, we'll pay us $1 million and we'll give you the key or whatever. I don't know if it was that, but to what end would you? I want to stop all house sales in the state of California. Well, the lack of inventory is pretty much doing that. So
yeah, it's not like controlling everything.
So I don't know that we're completely back up yet, and I don't know that all the MLSs in the state is back up yet. But we talked about Wednesday. We talked about Stanislaus numbers, and I said I would bring state numbers on Friday. Right. Well, we don't have state numbers because a lot of MLSs are still down. So
I guarantee it's the same as it was last week. Just a little bit
more.
It
might be 534 instead of 535.
We're not seeing that huge demand, and that's
we're seeing a huge demand. We're not seeing a huge increase in inventory.
Right. And that's so Fannie Mae came out. I'm gonna jump ahead.
Okay.
And they said they expect home sales for 2023 to remain near lowest annual level since 2009.
Wow.
And 2024 isn't shaping up to be anything better than that. And that's because if we don't get the recession, right, if we avoid this recession, rates aren't going to go down. And if rates don't go down, then people are going to stay in their homes. They're not going to do anything. We need the recession to come and rates to go down so that people will go, okay, you know what? I'll take a 5% instead of the 3% I have.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's not a huge jump. It's not from 3% to 7 7/8 or whatever. I was talking to a couple friends this morning at Orange Theory, and they were saying, when should I buy? When should I think about buying in California? Aren't prices going to go down the next year or two? No. And I'm like, where are you hearing this stuff? I say this all the time. Ed says it all the time. most realtors say it all the time, we're not going to see a crash in values.
No, because we're short 2.5 million homes in California only.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's a huge number. You know how long it's going to take for that to get resolved?
Well,
so,
yeah.
We talked about it before. It's probably going to be 20 years, and then we're going to have the baby boomers. We're going to have the pandemic babies that is just as big as the baby boomer generation.
Right. So we're not adding much of anything to that inventory level, which we're down 0.5 million. And then we're increasing the number of families that are needing homes faster than we're outstripping anything else. So prices, I don't see, well, if we go to war on our own land, our civil war, maybe prices will drop a little bit, but I don't see that happening either.
Attack.
Chemical, yeah.
But back to my statement,
Scurvy.
the 2.5 million needs to be new homes.
Right.
Not existing homes coming on the market. That's new homes. That's the problem.
Right.
Those are new built homes. And putting an ADU in your backyard is not fixing it.
No. It helps a little bit. It might help your family. It might help somebody else's family, but it's only going to help two to three people tops.
There's only 765,000 units that could potentially be put in the state of California as ADUs.
Yeah. And you're not going to, okay.
That can be, but you're probably only going to get a 250,000.
And you're not going to sell an ADU.
No.
Right?
No. You're just going to rent it.
You're just going to rent it. So, you and I went to that symposium, the Housing Affordability Symposium the other day, and City of Modesto, Edgar Garcia, great guy. Did I sound like Trump right there?
Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I want to bifurcate.
Yeah.
Anyway, talked about how many units they're bringing into the market.
I'm DeSantis. I looked around and then I raised my hand.
Did you raise your hand? Yeah, I agree with all those other people's.
It was only the Ramaswamy.
Yeah,
Ramaswamy's like, yep. And everybody else.
But they're bringing 400 units into the market, the rental market.
Where are they doing that at?
Do you remember they've got?
I left by then.
Oh, that's right. You had a podcast. They 52 doors, converting an old motel into transitional housing. Another 100 over here. Another.
How much they
85.
spent to buy that thing?
It was a lot of money.
Yeah, like 300,000 to 500,000.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. The people who had that hotel was like, "Hey, thank you, buddy."
And 400 doors, 400 houses, or 400 places for people to be is nice. And it's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, those are you're talking about.
That's all rental,
right? But those are people homeless places, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking, or just affordable housing.
Yeah, some transitional housing, some affordable housing, affordable rentals.
Since we're talking about rentals, CoreLogic report that rent prices are now up 3.3% year over year in June, which is down from 3.4%. So that's a 0.1% in the previous report. Rents are now up 1.1% on the month, which is nearly identical to the pre-pandemic level of June, which is an average of 1% a month. So the latest, and again, the CPI report that came out showed that the actual shelter cost is our biggest factor in the CPI report that is keeping the inflation up. And so that's not going to go away.
Yeah, that can't go away because of the inventory issue, right?
Mm-hmm. And then if you get to, so that's renters. Now, if you look at home buyers purchasing power has lost since 2022, which is by tens of thousands. So here's a number. Home buyers on a $3,000 monthly budget for a house payment, right, for example, could afford $429,000 home with a 7.4 mortgage rate. And that's the current data from August 23. Right. Fannie Mae, not mine. And if you look at buyers, so buyers have lost $71,000 in purchasing power compared to a year ago when a $500,000 home would have been accessible to them for an average rate of 5.5. I'm not going back to the low numbers because we're never going to see those again. We're going to see the 4 to 5s,
right,
or 5.5, and we're going to be going, thank God we're here.
Oh, I remember the first time we were there, we were saying, thank God.
All right. Well, and we'll get there eventually, but it's going to take some numbers, and it's probably going to be, I think we're going to start seeing the rates start go down a little bit next year, first quarter, second quarter, but nothing until then. The
recession has to happen for that.
Well, not even just the running out of money thing that's going to happen over the next couple months.
Yeah.
So I did home buyers, and what else? All right. So do you foreclosures?
Okay.
Right? Do you know what a zombie property
I don't.
count
I'm looking at
up
that
in
over
the
there.
third quarter? All right, so zombie properties are properties that are in foreclosure that are still belong to the original homeowner because the bank has failed to complete the foreclosure.
Because they really don't want to.
Well, they just couldn't, or for some reason at the point. So the number they're continuing to rise, but it's only, 8,000 of them, 888,000 nationwide. That's
8,800.
That's what I said, 8,800.
Yeah.
I like my number better.
I know that would be a lot.
Well, our average foreclosures a year is about 253 to 260,000 a year nationwide. So this is only 8,800. Sorry, I added the extras that were on there.
In your mouth, you didn't do it on there.
Yeah. The biggest markets that are seeing that: Missouri, Maryland, and Oklahoma. Because they're like, it's fucking hot here during the summer.
Yeah, I had a really good time in July in Maryland many years ago. Probably one of the best 4th of Julys ever. They really know how to celebrate 4th of July over on the East Coast.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Are they patriotic? Is what you're saying?
They're so patriotic. It's ridiculous. And we were at Fells Point and we plopped down, and the fireworks barge was about 500 yards from us.
Mm-hmm.
And the show went on for about an hour and 45 minutes, 2 hours. It was incredible.
I'm trying to find an article I put in here that's not here.
Top 22 metropolitan hotspots. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That I can't remember where it was at.
Okay.
Anyway, there was the article about where Gen Z's buying homes.
Gen Z. Where is Gen Z buying a home?
I don't have it here now. Sorry. It didn't translate from my one computer to this computer. So we'll do that on Monday.
Well, and I wanted to bring up a real quick thing to real estate agents who are working with buyers. I know we've said this before.
Lock up the properties.
Lock up the properties. Because there's such a pent-up demand for property and there's so few properties on the market, take the time to call the listing agent, find out what the seller needs.
Right.
Do they need time? Do they want a fast close?
Right.
Do they need to rent back possibly? Would it be wonderful if, you gave them free rent back for a month or so? Find out all those things. And if you can make that work, 9 times out of 10, you'll have a better purchase price than you will if you're just competing against the other people, meaning you hit all the other bells and whistles the seller's looking for. Just take a few minutes, talk to the agent,
right?
Even if you don't know them yet.
Right. Well, and sometimes some agents just don't answer the phone, unfortunately.
That's true. It's true.
All right. The one thing I didn't talk about Feds, I'm just jumping.
Okay, go for it.
Powell said they're unsure if they're going to need to raise their interest rates further. This is talking from Jackson Hole. We're going to Jackson. And Fed. Well, go ahead.
Did we cover Jackson Hole yesterday?
They just talked about it today, that this is they're just been waiting for what he's going to say. Okay. And he just basically said there's cloudy skies were of uncertainty of the outlook. No shit. We've been talking that all year. And it's ended it last year. But he did say that they're prepared to raise rates if they need to.
Okay.
Yeah. Shocking that it's like, what's he going to say? He's going to say, we're going to keep it steady here until we know. And then if it gets worse, we're going to raise them. If it gets, better,
we're going to leave them where they are.
Like, you don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's going to say something amazing. Like, we just came up with a new way to fix this.
Yeah. What was that going to be?
We're not going to focus on money supply anymore. We're going to focus on this. Getting rid of the president. I'm just kidding.
That would be the coolest.
Actually, if we could just get anyway, I said this before, at least Bill Clinton, when he was going through halfway through his term, he realized it wasn't going to work the way he was doing it. So then he started working with the other side. Right. Unfortunately, this president still thinks, or whoever's in charge, it still thinks they don't have to.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of thinking going on. Scary. I just the thought of Kamala being president just shook me to the core.
Mine was Chris Christie.
No, come on. Did you watch any of that debate? I didn't.
I watched like 20 minutes of it. Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
let's wait till it gets further down. And there's no reason. I understood. Like the last time that President, what's his name, golden hair guy, Trump. Dude, I'm telling you, I need to take a day off.
I think so.
When he was running the first time, he blew off one of the debates, and they said he's not going to become president. It's like, really? I think he did become president, but anyway, so I don't think that debate didn't really matter if he was there or not because it was ridiculous.
I think the debates have become an absolute CF. The moderators are horrible. The time frame at which they get to respond, the fact that they don't ever care about the time frame after the bell goes off,
and they just keep talking.
Keep talking,
and they don't answer the question.
No,
they go back to how many years they've been doing this, and who cares? Let's move on.
Yeah,
I did find that article if you want to go over it.
Yeah, do it.
All right, so this is the top 22 metropolitan hotspots for Gen Zs.
Can you make it bigger?
Is that what you're saying?
That's what you usually tell me.
Yeah, well, that's what my wife says.
Yeah. And you say, no, honey, sorry. That's what I'm working with.
Yeah. So we're looking at Portland.
Okay.
This is the top, 22. So 1 to 22. So Portland, which I thought would be number one for them.
Portland.
Right? Yeah. Because, that's where most of those guys. Dallas, which Dallas is not a bad place to live. But if they look at the average age and the average credit score. Oh, I didn't see that. So 22 is the average age. Average credit score is 678. Average down payment amount $30,000 for there. So if you look at the average loan requested for there, Dallas is freaking more than this. Dallas is very expensive. Most people have to drive outside like 40 minutes,
right,
to be able to afford there. Sorry, they got a little CoreLogic got a little thing there. Denver, I could see that to a certain point, but I don't know.
That's not in Denver,
right? Not that number right here.
Yeah, no way.
Oh, Charlotte 19. So if you look at the Gen Z's credit score is not that great.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Virginia. Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
Let's see here. Buffalo, New York. I'm like, what? They're going to Buffalo. Average. I just don't know if these numbers are accurate.
It doesn't. Those don't make sense for that area.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
That might make sense.
Detroit's real big because of like Quicken's there. You got UWM there.
Well, and it's a rock city.
But I don't think this is. I've seen Detroit. Nobody wanted to live there, right? It was like one of those places.
I still think they
major problem,
Yeah.
And then they were giving homes away. As long as you came and fixed them up, you could have a home.
Right.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, the problem about Phoenix, Arizona, we talked about this before. There is a moratorium on building there.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where they're going to get their water from in 50 years from now.
Because they're in a desert.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is when you build in a desert, you have to have water. All right, Columbus, Ohio. I just still don't see some of these. Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, the prices
right
don't seem correct.
Not my problem. I'm just reporting.
Yeah, but it's CoreLogic. They're smart.
Nashville, Tennessee. I could see that. It's a good place to go and listen to music and other stuff like that.
Yeah.
St. Louis, Missouri.
What would you do there?
I have no idea. Go see the Arch. And then
what? And then come back home.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let's see here. We got Louisville. I can't say
Louisville.
Thank you, Louisville, Kentucky.
Or if you're from there, you say I live in Louisville.
All right, average. So look at the average FICO score.
I know.
For these
I'm watching
Gen Zs, which is okay. Work on that FICO score, people.
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Ohio. That was where. What was that? In Cincinnati, KRP and
WKRP in Cincinnati.
That show.
Yeah.
That's all right. So share of Gen Z home buyer, share of mortgage purchase request 20% here in Indianapolis, Indiana. Still look at the FICO score. Average age is 22. It's like
I don't see anything over the high sixes.
No, because this is definitely not. I don't see that either. And we got number 2, Oklahoma City, and number 1, Salt Lake City, Utah. I've seen a lot of people move there.
Yeah.
But I still, I don't know. I just don't know if this is where I'd want to move to.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just really slow news day, as you could tell.
Yeah. Well, it's because of the cyber attack.
No, I'm not talking about your stuff. I'm talking in general.
No, I know.
Friday doesn't have a ton of news come out. As you can see, Tuesday through Thursday is where most of the reports come out. Friday is usually the BLS, the Bureau of Labor Statistics report, but that's not this week. That's like next week or the week after.
Did you see that? I've been trying to avoid wiping my eye. I just did it for the first time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can talk about nothing for a long time.
I'm just looking. All right. So next week we have on Tuesday, Case Schiller, FHFA report, which is the not federal, but the housing report. It's kind of like the Case Schiller, but one of them has to do with the single family homes. The other one has to do with everything. Jolt's the job report. That's going to tell us where we're on Tuesday.
I love me some Jolt.
Tuesday should move the market a little bit. Wednesday, you got ADP, pending home sales. Pending home sales is new home sales that have the contract signed. I don't know why they don't do that with existing home sales, right? If the contract's signed, existing home sales are actually closed. New home sales are not. New home sales are just a contract.
Right. Well, could you imagine the contract saying, oh, I'm in escrow. Oh, I'm out of escrow. I'm in escrow. I'm out of escrow.
Right. Friday is the BLS, what I just talked about. Bureau Labor Statistics. We're expecting expect for that job report is between 170,000 and 180,000 job creations, and the unemployment rate to stay at 3.5%.
BLS, big log snakes.
Bureau, bullshit report. All right, make it a great day.
Hey, have a great weekend.
This weekend we're going to have on the radio
Christine Schweiniger
from the
Valley Builders Exchange.
Correct. And she's going to be talking about trades and how you can get into trades, because if you want to buy a home, you need a good job.
Yeah, you do.
Get into trades. You can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. It's shocking because they need so many people in it. If you're female, definitely give them a call here in Modesto. That's a Valley Builder Exchange, because they can get you into trades. Some of them have even scholarships to help for you to learn. And they're having a trades day coming up November 15th. But if you're 19 years or older and want to get into trades, just call Valley Builder Exchange directly.
Absolutely.
And let them know that you heard it from us.
Yep. And, go back to, you need income. You need to be able to have a good job. I was happy to hear at the Housing Affordability Symposium that there was actually one person up there that was speaking that talked about increasing the quality of jobs and the amount of money people are able to make, which is probably the smartest way to attack affordable housing. You can't attack it from the top. You got to attack it from the bottom.
Yeah, attack it two ways. You can help people get better jobs, which trades. We need so many people in trades. You don't understand how short we are. We can't build homes, and we can't build trains and all these other stuff that they need because they don't have the skilled workers.
Yep.
And also just help builders build by reducing the cost for them to buy the land. Fees. Yeah, and all the permits and all the other stuff. So
John Duarte did say he was trying to come up with legislation to cut out the cost of highways and main thoroughfares out of the builder's pocket to be able to build. Could you imagine how much money they would save doing that?
Yeah, because of freaking overpass and all those other things.
Exactly.
Hundreds, millions and millions of dollars.
And the builder can't absorb that. He just passes it on, and that's why homes are so expensive.
Well, what I don't understand is why don't cities just take care of that in counties? Because they have the workers that they pay anyway, whether they sit there or they do the job.
True. So I don't know.
We'll get a city or
maybe
a county worker in.
Yeah, maybe we can do that and get a city guy in or a county guy in.
Well, the problem is you have to have, for one, the guy that's actually going to do the work out there, like the dig with the shovel, you still have to have like 5 supervisors around him watching to make sure he does it right. And then you have to have another 5 their managers to make sure those supervisors are supervising at the same time. That's why it's so expensive.
Well, you heard Caltrans, they changed directions on the freeway. They were leaning on their shovel towards the east, and then they turned and leaned on their shovel towards the west.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Everybody make it a great day. Thanks.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you're on the podcast, we appreciate you doing that. Have a great day.
Bye.